We went to the area that Company L was located, which was up on a rocky mountain, and that's how I joined the 442nd. When we climbed that mountain, you know, Mount Fogarito, we were on the Gothic line. I remember the moon was just starting to come up. And of course there was no conversation or talking as we went up. The Germans had wires stretched across the pathway so that if you tripped the wire it would detonate a foot mine or something, and that way they would be alerted, but no one did. They had actually white toilet paper rolled around the wires, so as each man came up to it, we whisper to watch the wire, and they would step over. We had a rubber ring that went around the dog tags so that it wouldn't clink. They were so surprised that actually they weren't on the offensive. There was no shooting, or they were just caught by surprise, you might say. I was one of the youngest people, so I did a lot of things, menial things like taking charge of the captured enemy and escorting the enemy down the mountain. And we had 18 prisoners, and we had one of our men that was dead, and we had the Germans carry his body down. And I came across a cardboard boxes of rations that the Italian were supposed to bring up to us, and I broke some open, and I kept all the chocolate bars, and I handed the biscuits to the German prisoners. There was a second lieutenant that came to meet us, and the second lieutenant looked at the German men and wanted to know who gave the Germans the biscuits, and I said I did. He said, "You could be court-martialed for giving the prisoners biscuits," and blah blah blah. I wish I had told the officer off at the time, but I let it go. I was sent to meet the mule train, because mule train's coming up, and guide them over to our area. I took them over to our area, and I told his first sergeant that I've got the mule train here. So then I can hear him say, "Okay, you guys dig your foxholes," and blah blah blah. One of the guys that was following the mule train was a replacement. So I never knew his name or anything, and he dug his foxhole a little above mine, and this fellow apparently didn't build his foxhole deep enough, and a shell hit the corner of his foxhole and blew him out from his foxhole. He landed down below me someplace, but he was coherent, screaming and what have you. Medic, he couldn't do anything for the fellow, but you know, while the shelling is going on, you can't stick your head out from the foxhole. And when they stopped firing, they just boom, stop. The whole place is silent. That's the way they fought. And he was still screaming. The medic couldn't do anything. When he finally got to him, he said, I was talking to him one day, and he said, yeah, nobody helped him. I couldn't help him because, you know, it was, he said he couldn't keep the tourniquet on his leg. He said his leg was blown off. He died from loss of blood. Eventually I went back to looking for my foxhole, and because I left some rations at my foxhole, and I saw the rifle was upside down, and he was dead. And but the sad thing is that he died and no one knew his name. And nobody knew his name.